Welcome to this very special session of Fireside Chat series, It's Magic, as a part of BITSIANS Day 2020 celebrations hosted by BITSA International. In this session, we will be interacting with an integral part of the BITSIANS community, that is the Work Integrated Learning Program graduates, also known as WILP graduates. We've all seen diversity and variety across the BITSIN network, from writers to bankers, professors, entrepreneurs, and of course engineers. And here today we welcome another dynamic and unique community that is making a vast difference across the world. I'm Akriti from BITSA International, who would be the host of the evening today, and I also have Arya with me, who will be the co-host of the evening. So without further ado, let's welcome Mr. Gopal Krishna from 2016 to 2018 batch of MTech Software Systems specialized in data analytics. Our second speaker is Mr. Sundar, who has done MS Software Systems from the batch of 2006 to 2009, and Mr. Ravi from the batch of 1993 to 1995, who has done ME Collaborative Project Engineering at WIPL, Kolkata. Arya, can you take over now?
Yes, surely. So as mentioned that our panelists are from various batches, now we would in fact love to start this session with myth busting. Like there are certain myths which revolves around this very program. So starting off with Gopal, the first myth is for you. WILP is a fairly new program introduced by the university. So what is your take on it, or what is your statement?
So first of all, thank you very much, Arya and Akriti. So WILP is, as we know, that Work Integrated Learning Program is not new as a concept, and not new as a program. It has all the ingredient what one requires, a professional requires to, enhance and upgrade the skills and knowledges in the required field. I'm sure this kind of knowledge and field is definitely required for everyone.
Okay, so moving on with the second one. So the second myth is prevalent among the undergraduates a lot. So Ravi, would you like to answer this one? It's WILP resembles the PS program for undergraduate students. So do you know about the PS program, or I can brief you about it?
No, I think I know about it, and when I was doing my masters, there were a couple of, whether not there were 5 PS students who were also with me, so I have seen and lived through the PS program. What's the question again? So difference is what you're asking, or?
So we are asking if it's a myth or it's a reality that it resembles the PS program. WILP resembles the PS program.
It's not a myth actually. It's a reality, and in fact, if you look at the community wise, we have a larger community than the people who have passed out from the campus. But the unfortunate part is that they are not so structured or coordinated well that there is a kind of inclusiveness of this community which is much larger, and that's why the question probably this myth is all about.
Okay, thank you so much. So moving to Sundar, WILP students, they do not have classes like online or offline. How would you like to debunk this very myth?
I think for us, when we started the programs, we didn't have classes, but it's more of a collective learning. We used to form groups, start learning, and it was fun. And today, I think there is a lot of change in the program. We have a lot of offline classes which happen over the weekend. That's good. You have a lot of interactive sessions. A placeholder to clarify your doubts. And also, you make a lot of new friends that way. That's good.
Okay, so Gopal and Ravi, how would you like to respond to this question? Were there classes in your batches as well, or was all offline?
Yeah, so yeah, definitely classes were there. Weekend classes were there, Saturdays and Sundays, 9 to 5, hectic, only 1 hour lunch break. So now I think WLP has evolved a lot. Now I've been, sponsored by TCS. So people can, students can join separately, and they can have a classes, online classes, and then some organization when they sponsor a couple of their employees to, and so then they have to go to offices, and from there they sometimes the physical faculties, they come to those premises and they teach them again, but the format is same. You have to be in the classroom 9 to 5, Saturday Sunday for 2 years.
Ravi, would you like to add to it?
Yeah, actually, it looks like I'm a little far away from the current happenings. That's currently kind of how the program is being structured and managed. But during my time, that was 93 to 95 when I was in Calcutta. We didn't had the Saturday Sunday classes. So all the classes were integrated throughout the week. Saturday was half day off for us, and that was scheduled according to the kind of the organization with which we were collaborating. The BITS Pilani was collaborating, so it was with the Development Consultant Limited that time, and yeah, we had the classes like almost every day. Saturdays were like the half day. The first half of the day was the classes, and the other students from the industry. I was from BITS Pilani nominated, and then there were other students who came from the industry nominated. For them, they had to kind of really manage and struggle to do their work on Saturday, both on attending the classes as well as managing their work. So that's how it was.
Yeah, so adding to what you've said, that people used to have classes every day. So another myth is that people who are WILP students, they have to compromise a little on their jobs. So is that relevant? Is that true?
Actually, the program was structured in such a way that I think the selection of the student was done with keeping this in mind, that there is going to be some sort of a extra overload to work with. And I didn't find that as a challenge, or like, because I was coming from BITS Pilani, but I was given actually the real assignments to work with. So I had some sort of a deliverables also, though it was not that heavy. But probably from the industry folks who came and were sponsored by the industry, they they had a probably little more challenge than me to address this work life, their work and education balance as such. But I mean, I didn't find any challenge, actually speaking.
Okay.
It was smooth.
So that's really nice to hear. And in fact, it was pretty much enlightening for all of us that how exactly the WILP program is structured, more or less. And this is something that I would say that debunking myths was definitely a great opening to this session. Now, moving to the second question, how difficult is it to manage your work, family, and education simultaneously, maintaining a balance between your personal and professional front? So we can start off with Sundar maybe.
I think for me it was fun because the program really complemented in what I was working on. I'm from a biomedical background with my UG, and computer science really complemented to what I was working on in that way, and I kind of really enjoyed being part of the program. And
Okay,
even the
so
projects were more, I would say, related to what we really work on. So you could pick one of those projects that you're currently working on, implement yours, whatever you've studied or learned over it. So that was really fun, I would say.
Surely.
great. So this is a question that I'm personally the most curious about. So being undergraduates, we do not have a lot of responsibilities in terms of looking after the family physically, or looking after the job responsibilities or education in the same time frame. So Gopal, would you like to answer the same question since you were working at TCS and it was sponsored by the organization?
So before joining this program, so one are very clear that these are the challenges anyway will be there, that you have to manage your family responsibility. You have to definitely discharge your duties in the organization, your responsibilities, and you have to do justice what you are actually going for to become a student once again. So once when a professional goes to this kind of situation, they're mentally prepared. And as far as from I'm concerned, that it was not very challenging for me. My organization is extremely supportive. Although I was in a very responsible position, and I was heading India business, and then I was heading product management, and I used to travel almost kind of 10 to 12 days a month. But this was fun actually, and as Sundar mentioned, it actually complemented my job also. That the what I'm doing, and what the knowledge I'm gaining, current trends and the basic concepts once again going through, and the live projects what we are doing. So this was actually fun and very excitement. Definitely when the grades were released, it was always an excitement. Once a student, you are always a student. So that was fun actually. It was a full fun filled, fun mixed learning environment what I've gone through.
That's nice. So coming to Ravi for the same question, you said that the WILP program has sort of changed in terms of its structure. But again, like if we ask you about the impact of it then and your work and family, everything all together mixed. So how did you manage it back then?
No, so for me, it was like, I was a student since I did not had any kind of, formal obligation towards the organization, or there was no family that time. Like, I was just out of my college and, then joined and then went to BITS Pilani. And I still kind of, remember that the process, which is, always when I think about BITS, that process of selection really kicks me off. Like really, it was wonderful. And then when I landed in Calcutta, it was all the bit more excitement and more stuff, knowing the industry, working with them, and all of those things. So I had enough time on my hand because I have nothing else to do but to study and enjoy the work. That was the only thing I had in Calcutta. And on the top of it, Dr. B.R. Natarajan was my dean, and he was there for 2 years with me. So therefore, I was asking if he is going to be there, then I was going to have a little bit of a tough time. So I didn't face any problem. In fact,
Okay.
I managed it smooth.
And since we are on the lines of being a student, how do you guys think that being a undergraduate student was different than being a master's student? I mean, what was the contrasting experiences in your respective cases? We can start with you, Sundar.
I would say nothing very different, but we spent very less time on campus. That was one thing for sure. And yeah, it would have been nice if the program was a little more extended with a lot
Just
more
like,
interaction.
yeah, just like we undergraduates feel right now.
Yes.
So Gopal,
There
would
were
you like to answer? Yeah, Ravi, please go ahead.
no, no. I think there were quite a few stark differences. I still categorically remember. Right. So master's degree, and when I was like particularly then sent to the distance learning or this program WLP, and the rest of the folks who came from BITS Pilani, they had a very rich experience of being there at campus, which I did not. I could, that was a big difference, right? I spent only 2 days on the campus, staying in Ram Bhavan that time, actually speaking, I remember. Apart from that, I didn't had much of a affinity or like, the feeling on being on the campus. So that was a big difference. And, I still feel that's एक कमी है मेरे में जो कि मैं बिट्स पिलानी कैंपस में नहीं रह पाया. These guys had that opportunity, they enjoyed that. Second was like, there was a different connect altogether between the people, those who came from campus, were doing their undergrad, There were like, 4, 5, 6 of them. Really, they used to cook and they never allowed us to be part of their cooking business being in the same flat. And that was a big difference. So, I mean, it's a little kind of, informal personal discussion, but that was really a big difference. Over the period of time, like it took us some time, but by the time they got comfortable, the next batch came in. So, the 1 year gets like, very easily it gone through. And then the next batch of the PS students who came in, and then by then I was senior, so I knew how to manage it, so it was good.
Yeah, so right, there's a different kind of bond within people who are living together for 4 years of time or whatever duration of time.
That's right.
Yeah, so another question that we have in mind for the study part of the thing is a lot of the course would be in specifically Ravi, your time, and maybe Sundar in your time as well. Most of it would be subjected to self-study. So how difficult was it to, remain motivated or just have the willpower and motivation to sit and study for so long after being disconnected with the college for a little while?
I would say, being part of the program itself is a big motivation, and the brand which BITS carries and you want to be part of it is a bigger motivation to stay on it.
Great,
No, I
Gopal.
enjoyed.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Gopal.
Yeah, so definitely those in our case was a bit different, that we used to have a regular grilling, weekend grillings, and surprise quizzes, and then the announced quizzes and all. So so all this 1.5 years, that is the 3 semesters, because 4 semester was a project. So 1.5 years was always we were on our toes, and then followed by the midterm and end term exams. The first term, we are very excited on the end term exam because it was open book. We thought that that no need to prepare, but when we lost, we took entire library along with us. But it was a big pain to search actually if you will not gone through. So the kind of grades we got in the first term, some papers was really magical numbers. I don't want to even remember those things.
Yeah, so I think this is a pain point for both undergrad students and WILP students.
So some similarities are there, that so WILP and undergrads, but the second large the gap between the undergrads and the WILP or PG students is, undergrads, they come by design or by default, that they have to do these courses, so they come there. And WILP or PG, by choice they come. So that is a big difference actually.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely right, Gopal. Actually, so as you said, for the PG, the work was and the studies were very, very voluminous. What they had done is like 2 years course, they have compressed in 1 year. I studied 16 courses in 1 year, and that
My
too working along with the new setup of work environment, and having that design deliverable, etc. for the consulting organization. So and it was so voluminous that one subject was such theoretical. I remember I wrote about 20 pages in the final exam, and then after that Nattu sir came and said, Ravi, you somehow have the habit of writing, so you got through. But I think for undergrad it is probably different. They are still able to kind of manage and complete their course assignment and all that, because there wasn't that expectation from the industry from them to really work on the assignments. It was expected that they are trainees, and they don't really need to uh, do as much as like we are doing, because we were individually responsible and were assigned a specific project as such. So there is a slight difference, of course, and that happens because the expectation and the maturity or the level with which you are working. And so I don't have any qualms, or I don't say there was anything wrong with the design or anything as such, but it was certainly something which was a little challenging to kind of come up with, cope up with.
Definitely. So like I would say that for us undergrads, this is one thing that we still continue to do, is that whenever there is an assignment that is allotted to us, we tend to miss out on the deadline especially, and then we'll ask our professors or the ICs in charge to give us an extension. And the whole process is just like another pain to deal with. Though we do not have that much work on us, we do not have that workload that you guys are subjected to. So this brings me to the question that uh, so over here, like how exactly was the peer experience? Like were there interactive forums or anything? And in fact, did you guys knew each other from before joining the program? Like despite the fact that you guys are from different batches, but then did you guys know each other from before?
Definitely not. Definitely not. We have not known each other, and in our batches also in the after selection once. So in our case, that since I just recent batches, that immediately we used to form a WhatsApp group immediately. So that is an informal chat used to happen, and then during the classes anyway we are connected with each other, but as such we were connected with each other, so that it was very helpful for us of a peer learning experience what we have gone through, the concepts which we are not able to get cleared in the class during the classes. After that, someone sitting some part of the country, that he or she used to explain, and we used to go through that.
Okay.
That was a fun actually.
Okay. So did the informal meeting or interaction over WhatsApp, did it lead to any sort of mass bunking or copying of assignments as well?
Officially not, unofficially yes.
Okay. And
And
how was it for you?
also,
Yeah.
and also in our case, the WhatsApp groups were a savior, because all the surprise test notification used to be on the group in the morning. So I
So
used to
same,
run for the test.
so
So
same
was the
here
same for you?
also. Yeah, same for us also, and then we used to get 90 plus or 100 plus in those quizzes.
100 plus.
But some cases, if one guy is wrong, that the entire group has gone.
Yes.
For us, for me, it was very easy. Keeping Dr. B.R. Natarajan happy was my only job. I hope he is not listening to this program.
Nope, not yet.
We can't promise though. So
Yes.
Sundar, is there something you'd like to add?
We didn't have that option which both of you guys had. For us, everything was offline, and it was a very different point of time then. So everything used to come as surprises.
Okay.
In our case, yeah, in
Yeah,
our
please
case,
go ahead.
yeah. So in our case, I mean, one thing I want to acknowledge and I want to praise that the platform on which they have delivered all these things, and immediately after our midterm or end term exams, they used to evaluate and they used to share the evaluated answer copy to us. And if someone has some different opinion, someone feels that marks has been given less, definitely no one says that marks has been given more. So in case of someone can given the marks less, they have always an option within 7 days to ask for a re-evaluation. And that was a very good, and the faculties have taken very sportingly. In fact, in my case, I also objected. In some cases, I got less marks. Faculties have taken very sportingly, and they said, yes, here you should have got more, and they have revised the marks. And not only in my case, in a lot of other. So the way entire structure they have created for this program, I'm sure there is a reason the popularity and selection criteria is becoming tougher and tougher as the days are passing, and that the people who are passing out from this WILP has been recognized in the industry also.
So we know the relationship with faculty and professors from your point of view, and also from Ravi's point of view, as he mentioned about Dean Natarajan. Sundar, is there anything you would like to say about the relationship in WILP with the faculty and professors?
Not really. There wasn't much of an experience for me on that front.
Okay.
So,
So,
okay.
okay, so just a few minutes ago, we heard the term surprise quizzes, isn't it, Akriti?
Yes,
So,
very
I guess, so like, surprise quizzes is something, an integral part of the Bitcoin community. And for this session also, we did plan a surprise quiz, a small one. So, Akriti, please explain the format to them. Like, what is it
yeah.
going to be about?
So it will be a very fun section, and it's not at all meant to test your knowledge, or it's not a competition, but the purpose of the small game is to let some lingos brush off on both sides of the table. And since Sundar had not experienced it, we can let him experience a little bit of it. So I'll be asking, both of us will be asking very common Bitcoin lingos, and we will be giving hints to identify, and you will have to guess them. So you
Starting
can go
with
ahead.
starting with the first one. What do you understand by the three letters BST?
It's no negative marking, right?
No.
No, no, nothing.
I think Ravi wanted to answer.
No, no, you go ahead. So, no, I do not really know for factually for sure, but it sounds like BITS Sports Day.
It's
No.
BST
T.
by the way.
Yeah. T as in,
BST.
yep. T as in time.
No.
Great hint she gave there. I should tell that.
It's standard time.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We'll
Yes.
give it
So
to
the
Gopal.
significance behind BST is on-campus events are usually pretty late. So BST is called the Bitcoin Standard Time. So if the event is scheduled at maybe 6 p.m., then it's normal for people to go and settle down by 6:37.
Yeah.
So
And this
that's
is one thing, it's not just limited to the fest kinds of event, but then we have had multiple talks in the college as well, which are also started pretty late. So this has nothing to do whether the event is a formal one or an informal one. BST has to be there, and it's like more like the shubharam of an event, that if BST isn't there, then it's not a shubharam for the event to take over.
So next time, if bits of any campuses call us to give a talk, then whatever time they schedule, we should go half an hour late. Got it. Thanks.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, the next one is what do you understand by light? Light as in LITE. Have you heard people using it on social media or in informal conversations?
Bit tricky one. I pass from my side.
You'll have to give us some clue.
Yes, so
Yeah.
light is usually followed by the term maths, light maths. So if that does ring a bell, maybe.
Match light match.
No,
Not math.
MAX, max.
Acha.
Yeah,
Max.
yep.
Sundar, would you have a clue being a part of the BITSA International? You must have had conversations.
I've had conversations, but not with the lingos.
No, I think we don't know.
So it means taking something very light-heartedly. So as Gopal was mentioning about preparing for the exams for an open book, we usually say open book. We've taken open book exam light,
Right. Yeah.
and and we say bits is sometimes compared to a light culture because people and there's no attendance policy as such. So it said that it said that we have a light culture.
And to maybe elaborate more on it, it's like there are few courses which we keep hearing from the seniors that the grading is light, as in because the course is easy, So there's no strictness on the grading. So the grading is light, lay. Like this is the phrase that we use very often, light, lay. Like take it light. So yeah.
So students used to give a light answer and the faculty used to give a light grading. Yeah.
Exactly.
So coming to the next lingo, the word compre,
Comprehensive exam.
definitely.
On spot. Was it called the same in Ravi your time and Sundar your time?
Absolutely, yes.
So we have found another similarity. So the last one is disco. So I am not sure if it's the same, but we should definitely try guessing this one. It's disco, DISCO.
Disciplinary committee.
Oh wow!
Yes. Ooh, ooh.
Would you like to explain, Sundar?
I
Or
know the term, but I don't know what it really stands.
Okay.
Okay.
I think it's because of a very common lingo across institutions.
Okay. Yeah, so to elaborate more upon that, DISCO is basically the disciplinary committee, which Sundar just mentioned. So what happens is that there are rules which are not meant to be broken. And say, for example, it's like if you're caught cheating in an exam or any sort of malpractices that you did while attempting your paper, and if the invigilator catches you then, so you are just sent for a disciplinary committee action, like whatever the committee finalizes your fate on, that is the entire thing what the disco does. So it's like, it sounds like a fun word, but isn't.
It's a pretty dreadful experience for those who have been through it. So all the sembacks and all the fines are decided through the disco committee.
Yeah.
And
So
so
I'll ask one question to Arya and Akriti. Tell me honestly that in your batch, you guys do cheating? You take cheats along with you for the exams?
so
Officially,
on
you can't
record,
answer.
yeah. So on record, I do not do it. Some of my batchmates might do it.
Yes, that's the same for me.
Okay, that's
So some things do not get old; they remain with the culture.
It's like, yeah, I can help the other person to answer it, but then I prefer not to do it by myself. So yes.
To prevent getting a disco for ourselves.
Yes.
that's a very balanced answer.
So I've still
Very
not
diplomatic.
graduated. I have to take care of my words.
Yes. So again, so these were few of the lingos that are often used within the campus. Were there any such lingos that were associated with your batches or groups? And because that would be something that which we aren't aware of.
Used to give short names to all the faculties. So anyway, I cannot
Yeah,
force it.
I didn't sound like too much obsessed with Natu, but we had some kind of long form for that actually. I don't want to say it.
Which is okay. So,
And
since
very one common lingo I've learned being part of BITSA and the community for a couple of years now is Lacha.
Yeah.
Oh, what is
I'm
it? This
not
is exactly.
telling you first.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think this term is mostly familiar with the Pilani campus folks.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's a common gathering and having chit chat.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
good to know that.
Nice.
So,
Okay.
are we having a lacha right now? Can we say that? Is that the correct usage?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So this is Lacha on WILP.
Yes.
We should
But you
have
have to,
named it that if we knew it earlier. It would have been fun.
We can release it that way, Lacha with WILP. That's a pretty nice suggestion.
So, since we are onto the right track, we would like to ask you: is there some memorable moments from the time you were Bitsin and you were a part of the program? Anything relating to your personal interactions with the people or interactions with the faculty, or some fun incident that happened to you while you were a part of this?
So we few of the faculties was too good. Too good means too good. You know, the way of their teaching. We used to ask very basic and very silly questions. And just imagine that we are not in undergrads, we are into a post graduation, and then we used to ask that kind of questions. Sometimes for sake of fun. Sometimes that we really don't know and we ask. And the kind of patience and the way they used to explain that really over a period of time that we started developing a respect. And the fun always used to start when we used to give an open book exam. The clear rule is that books cannot be shifted from your table to another table. And that we used to shift it definitely. That was the moment I don't think I can forget in my entire lifetime. That was one of the thing that we used to do. It was really fun. The kind of notes we used to take. You cannot take the loose sheets. It should be stapled or some, so that you cannot pass. You should books should be binding. Your notes should be binding, and but there's no restriction. And in fact, I remember one of the I think the paper. I think it was information retrieval. One guy has come with 35 books, and invigilator he was sitting, and the invigilator when he was sitting he cannot see this guy. It's a 3-hour exam, so the invigilator had to stand for 3 hours. And this guy always used to ask this guy that you just put the books in a fashion that I can see your paper and I can see your face and hand. He said there is no place and not put. So that was the fun that at this stage also people can do this. Yeah, it was really fun. So I cannot forget
Pretty smart Bipin Raj.
this.
Yes.
I think in my
Ravi,
case
yeah.
we really missed the campus, but the parallel memory to that was our the rented apartment, or where we all kind of staying together, 6 of us. That was really a good and a fun memory, and most importantly of that was cooking. Because Calcutta has slightly more difficult for vegetarian guys, and half of us, more of us were vegetarian. So like we had to take the turns in cooking, and that brought us really together as a team or as a group. It was fun, so I really cherish those moments even now. It was fun, and more than that, what happened was the DCL, the sponsor for this program, or the department head that time, Mr. P. Ray, Pradeep Ranjan Ray, I remember his name. He was very kind, and he had offered one of his empty flats to the four fellows rather. Then we shifted to his flat. That time we were 4 of us. We used to stay there, and so that was our mini bits campus. That was
Yeah, so
fantastic moment.
comparable to our hostel experience where we sleep
Yes.
in kettles and cook Maggie at the midnight.
Correct,
In
correct.
fact, in Goa campus, like guys have also started cooking, like not just Maggi, but then the proper paneer and egg bhurji and everything in the rooms itself. So it's much of a gathering there.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
for us, it is like, it had become more of a family. We take the turns. We used
Hmm.
to kind of, go around like everything that you do when there is a running kitchen. It was fun.
And
Definitely.
the convocation. Convocation in our time it happened in Hyderabad campus. They have called all in Hyderabad campus, and that was a fabulous experience. The before convocation, a day before, you go for a rehearsal and all those things, and then on the convocation day you should be on dot on time. Although you are receiving your degree for a couple of minutes, but the preparation, what happens is almost like more than a day, a kind of thing. That was really
Yes.
fun.
One more, the very, deep embedded memory of mine is like the fellow colleague called Raja Gopal. So he was my colleague in the master's program. And if he is listening to this program, I'm really wanting to catch up with him one day. After that, he is lost in the thin air, and he used to have like all anecdotes from around the world because he had worked on a merchant navy before. So we used to all kind of gather around him, all six of us, and he used to share his all anecdotes and everything else. That was really fun.
Wow, that's nice to hear. And Sundar, from what about you?
For me, it was, I would say, definitely the drive to dissertation on campus. I think I have a small story around it as well. So what happened was we had our dates come up for dissertation, and we had this Yahoo groups at that time, right? So we posted our dates if somebody will want to come along or tag along for the dissertation. So it was a group of say around seven, I mean people uh, voted that will come along, and we caught up at Delhi. So people came from different modes, mostly from flights and trains. So Delhi was a common catch point. So we caught up there, all strangers to each other. And one person was fortunately a Bitzian. She did her UG in campus. She was helpful in navigating us through and the best way to get there. And the journey from Delhi to the campus, and I mean, after that, we are good friends till today. You know, it's been so much of fun. We stayed at VFast. We had so much of fun over there. And one more incident to that was, it was just a 2 day stay that was planned, but we ended up extending it to another 5 days. We hanged around. We went around Delhi. We went to Agra, and then finally departed. It was good fun. Just something very memorable.
So yes, definitely. This does give you a lot of friends, and it really helps you in networking a lot.
Yeah.
So with
And
that,
one more experience I would like to share is during dissertation, I see people were walking out in like 10 minutes or 15 minutes after the viva. And I was caught up for like 2 hours. I was a little bit scared. I got drilled literally for 2 hours. But, actually what happened was they got so fascinated about the project I did. They deep dived so much. They wanted to know a little more intricacies about it. And I thoroughly enjoyed the dissertation. And I got the highest marks on the dissertation as well.
oh, that's great.
Well,
And people around, whoever came along, they were like, how come you could just get there for like 2 hours? We came out in like 10 minutes.
The guys who has come out 10 minutes, what was their marks like relatively?
I don't remember the marks, but among them, I got the highest, and even compared to the other subjects, my dissertation was pretty good. I would say that's the highest I've got.
so that reminds me of another lingo for Sundar, Ghote. So
Okay, this is
yeah, so
familiar.
okay, so Ghote is basically, I don't know about Hyderabad campus. Is it used there often?
Is it? Yeah,
Okay,
it's
okay.
used everywhere mostly.
Okay, so GOAT is basically a terminology that we use for the students who are really into studies and everything and scores the highest most of the time. So that is one word that I use for Sundar.
So,
And
so
the top
Akriti and Arya, you are goat or no?
Nope, no, not me.
not all. You don't find goats very commonly. They're usually, so the description of a goat is they're mostly found in libraries and studying into their hostel rooms and that stuff.
You guys must be referring to nine pointers.
Yes.
But
Not
you do
even
sound
nine,
like one.
But Sundar,
something
I
like
found one alternate name for you now going forward.
we also call people CT at Hyderabad campus. I'm not sure about
Yes,
the other one.
yep,
The
so
class
the same.
toppers are called CT, so I'm guessing Sundar was the CT for his dissertation.
Not really. I wouldn't say my CGPAs were that great, but dissertation was definitely fun and something very, very memorable. I cannot forget it.
So, right, as we touched upon the networking part, I'd really like to ask you, being a part of the Bitsin community for so long as Ravi has been, or so recent as Gopal has been, was there any point of time where you were indirectly or directly helped majorly by the community, or you could contribute for a greater cause through the network? For example, Bitsians for each other, or anything like that. How has been a part of the community, and how much of an experience has it been for you?
So I have been part of this community since I passed out, and I attended few of the alumni meets, definitely Mumbai chapter. So and individually, a lot of Bitsians, they come for different kind of support and help, and I'm closely connected with the Pilani campus. From some time from some from administration side or faculty side. So yeah, I try to help as much as I can in my individual capacity. And as far as this networking is concerned, that yeah, I'm very active in the alumni community, and have a lot of Bitsians, very close friends, and a lot of my family members also passed out from Pilani campus. So that gives an added advantage to me to be more closer to this institution and this community.
So I think the question that you are asking, or related to about the communities, it's very interesting. And I mean, when it comes to the WILP folks, I think they're on and off, right? So some of them are really connected, and most of them are really disconnected. So that was one area which Sundar, yourself, mine, and Srikant and others, we were trying to kind of see how we can bring all of them together. We did that, like last year we had the BGM at Goa, but unfortunately I personally could not go because some emergency came up, and I was in Pune and I could not go to Goa. But this is a very fantastic program that you have put together, at least bringing at least three of us together, and continue that, because this is a very big community outside of the campus who are deserving Bitsian, but many of them, they think themselves not really Bitsian. They think that okay, they are connected but not really inclusive of the communities. We feel that sometimes when we are going to the some of the programs, that BITS program that we have locally here, so both sides, I feel like very welcomed by half the folks, and half the folks don't give a damn. So there is the peculiarity about it, but I think that's gearing up. We should definitely try to kind of bring that larger community of the WILP, which try to do together. I think that's one of the area we should focus on. We have tried to do that, and we'll continue to do.
Absolutely, Ravi. I think we'll start driving that. One more thing I would like to add to what Ravi was mentioning. I think the Bitcoin community is one of the best platforms or the communities I've seen, which is so closely knit, irrespective of the batch differences. We've been so closely connected. Somebody from a 70s or 80s batch wouldn't even see that you're a junior or you're an on-campus person. It's like as if you go and talk to them as if and you know them for ages. That's the kind of connect. And we've had a couple of community events locally, and it's been fantastic. You get connected so well, and it becomes like an extended family.
That
In
is
fact,
really true.
BITSA,
Yeah.
in fact, BITSA Mumbai chapter, this WhatsApp group, people get benefited a lot. People, whatever kind of information, that group, people who are passed out from, I think the members in that is passed out who are from 1980, 85, as recent as last year. And anyone, any support, any help, any information, they paste it in that group, and they immediately they get tens of responses. supporting them. So this, as Sundar and Ravi mentioned, is a huge group. People, a lot of people are there. If we bring all of them in a single platform, I think this will be the one of the most powerful group, and we can help each other for each other's individual growth and collective growth also.
On that context, did you guys know that we have close to 300 civil servants connected on a WhatsApp group who are Bitsian
Yeah,
across India? I was part of that group because I was directly being, working for the government of Karnataka for some time, for about a couple of years. Now, since I'm back into the corporate world, I kind of, opt myself out of that group. But that's the kind of power. I mean, close to about 300 IAS, IPS, IRS guys, being connected at the same place. And I really saw that, powerful connect whenever there is a small or a big issue, like Gopal mentioned. It was resolved within 2 days or very quickly. That's the power of, Bitsy and networking and connect.
Definitely.
I think we should advise even the, folks who are graduating should be part of the community and utilize the network. Maybe professional or personal. I see, one of its kind networks where people come out of their way to get things done for somebody else, even if they don't even know who's that person.
Right. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yes, absolutely agree with all of the suggestions, and we would love to incorporate all of this in going forward initiatives with BITSA, and also with the campus specific initiatives. And we also have an alumni engagement team in which we discuss with different speakers about their personal professional lives at more length and in more detail. So we would be more than happy to host most of all of you in that as well, if you agree. And thank you so much for agreeing and setting out time and energy for this interaction and discussion.
So yeah, this brings to the end of the session, and once again, we really thank you for the time that you have put in. So it was like really fun and great. Like, we are grateful for this insight on WILP program. Like, most of the things that I did not know about. So thank you so much for inviting us on that.
Thanks, Arya and Akriti, for inviting us. And we are always there for whatever kind of support and whenever you want, whether on campus, off campus, communities, any kind of thing. I'm sure we will be more than happy because once a Bitsian, always a Bitsian.
Definitely.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
I think maybe, Arya, Akriti, thank you so much for setting this stage for the, WLP or a distance learning program alumni, because if they are listening, my sincere urge to them is that, connect, reach out to anybody who's over in your local chapter or the local network, and don't feel that you are being left out because were not in campus. That's one of the inhibition, all of us face as being there on a WILP program and not really being on campus. So when you come out, I mean, in the open world, it's really a powerful platform. Don't hesitate. Please connect with your Bitsian, and they're so open. I have joined quite a few, so many activities in the program in Bangalore that I don't feel, I mean, the first day maybe, difficult, but the second event you come and you're like part of the family. So please reach out, and I think we can expand this WILP community. There can be a separate, initiative on that which we can start. That's my thinking. Thank you.
Great point, Ravi.
Yeah.
Thank you so much again. It's been fun getting to know each other and getting to know a lot more about the lingo, especially.
It was fun for us to debunk some myths as well. So that was my favorite section, to be honest. It was great to know your experiences, which are pretty much contrasting with respect to our experiences as undergraduates. And it definitely brings a lot more respect for WILP and all of the BITSINs as a whole.
Yep, again, once again, it highlights the fact that how strong and powerful we as a community are. So, yes.
So thank you very much. Thanks,
Thank you.
Arya and Akriti.
Yep.
And thanks, Ravi and Sundar.
Thank you,
We'll
Gopal,
make-
Sundar, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ravi,
Bye.
Gopal,
Bye bye.
Arya. It's been fun. Thank you so much.